Okay, let's talk about the legendary John McAfee. Let's talk about John McAfee. Have you ever seen his documentary, by the way?
I've seen parts of it.
Okay,
He's just a weird dude, man. I have more questions than comments on this one.
Eric, you seen his documentary? No. Kai, have you ever seen his? Have you seen his documentary or no?
I want to. I want to watch it. I have not seen it yet. No.
Well, you may change your mind after you watch it.
Oh, okay.
Have you watched it? Any one of you guys? Okay. So here's what just happened with John McAfee, indicted for tax evasion, accused of hiding cryptocurrency yacht from IRS. Antivirus software pioneer McAfee was indicted. The prominent among the tax evasion was outrageous and erratic behavior from tech entrepreneur. The indictment alleges McAfee earned millions from promoting cryptocurrencies, consulting work, speaking engagements, and selling the rights to his life story for a documentary, but did not file tax returns from 2014 to 2018. Authorities also allege McAfee concealed assets from the IRS, including real estate, a yacht, a car, and cryptocurrency. Was indicted on June 15, but the document was unsealed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So McAfee is facing even more legal trouble. On Monday, he was sued by the SEC for improperly promoting cryptocurrency ICOs. Thoughts on McAfee?
Is he going to do time? I mean, will he actually step foot in a jail, in a prison?
Chance. Okay. No chance.
This guy, I remember following him in like Inc. magazine or the big business magazines, and they'd have all these profiles on him. How did he get caught? He was so good at being evasive, and they caught him in Spain, and they're going to extradite him here. But what a classic case of, the string just ran out on this guy, right? Ended.
The chances of him going to jail are very slim. The chances of him is he? What country is he in? Spain? Is that where he is?
Spain. That's where they got him.
Extradition, is that even happening?
Yeah,
They're not bringing it.
No, I think it is. By the way, the SEC filing was 55 pages long. That's how thick the dossier was on the charges for this guy.
What was your take on him? From you interviewed a sit-down interview, 2-hour interview with this guy. What was your take on this guy? Brilliant guy, though, right?
Yeah. So I tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed my sit-down with him. But I'm gonna give you the backstory on
where
how this
was
took
it.
place.
By the
I'll
way.
tell you exactly how the backstory was. So I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, doing some business, and I'm meeting with Arthur Laffer, which from the Laffer curve. Arthur Laffer, he was on the Bush advisor on the finance side with Reagan. He's done stuff with George. He's done stuff with a lot of different people. Okay, so we're in Tennessee. We're at Barnes & Noble, and Mario is in communication with McAfee's camp. So they call and they say, okay, great. McAfee's ready if you guys want to have a meeting with him. Where? At his house. Okay, we don't have the address. We start driving to his house. We pull up to his house. I'm on a call with Tom. I'm in my car. Mario and Luis go inside to set up, okay? No joke. I'm in my car. I'm talking to Tom. I'm like, I'll be inside in a minute.
Different Tom.
Yeah.
Yes.
It wasn't you.
I'm on a phone. This is 3 years ago. So Mario and Luis go inside to set up, and all of a sudden Mario texts me, Pat, they're not comfortable with you being in the car. I'm like, I'll finish the call. He said, no, you have to come inside. They just frisked us. I said, they just what? He said, they just frisked us. And our buddy Luis wasn't too comfortable about the situation. So I'm like, all right, I'll come inside to see what's going on. So I go inside. They're all looking at me funny, like, who the hell is this guy? I'm like, hey, fellas, how you doing? And tatted up. 10 AK-47s on the table right there.
10 AK-47s.
Is this Cuba?
I'm giving you a low number, by the way. I'm giving you a low
real?
number.
This is in Tennessee.
Yes.
Okay.
So we go inside. The guys were like, who are you? I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? I'm Patrick BetDavid. I said, who are you? I'm a former U.S. Army Ranger. I'm a former Navy SEAL. I said, oh, that's great. I served at the 101st Airborne. What was your MOS? 63 Bravo. It's a Hotel 8 specialized. I can go out there and do some stuff with the some of the trucks that I had a bunch of FMTVs, LMTVs, I had 15 Hummers myself. What unit were you at? 326 engineers. Get the fuck, come here, man. Bring out the good whiskey, man. We're going to have some. All of us say, hey, listen, we got a couple girls upstairs. You want to go upstairs? I thought, I'm cool. He says, it's good before the interview. I said, no, I'm totally fine, bro. And I'm like, Mario, Luis, you got, and I'm teasing them. Mario said, no, I'm good. So we're having this drink. There's literally girls upstairs. Then all of a sudden, all you hear is, dun, 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 like something is opening, okay? And you hear 8 German Shepherds just barking all over, running on, loud. This is loud. We're in a cul-de-sac, house is on the bottom, back is wide open with a bunch of land, and these dogs are, I said, what's going on? He said, oh, John is here. I said, okay, great. So we go and John shows up with his girl, and he comes in, keeps wiping his nose like 50 times. And,
allergies.
Allergies, yeah. At the time, It's very, very big allergy season. So we sit down to do the interview. He's got a gun right here, okay, on him while we're doing the interview. In the middle of the interview, it's about 43 minutes into the interview, I believe. In the middle of the interview, somebody knocks on the door. This person knocks on the door. I'm just kind of like, I'm not even paying attention to the interview. Matter of fact, if you pull it up, you got to pull it up. Go to John McAfee's interview. In the middle of the interview, I'm sitting there and I'm talking to him. Somebody knocks on the door. One of the Rangers jumps up to the door with a gun. Who goes there?
Who goes there?
In the middle of the interview.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I haven't told you the story?
No.
Okay, type in John McAfee.
I can't
right
believe
there.
he agreed to do an interview.
Okay, so go right there, click on that, and skip, just mute the audio until I can find the location. Keep going slowly. Okay, keep going. He
looks nervous.
Right there. Okay, well, that's
gun on his hip.
Keep going. It should come up any minute now when a guy walks. If you go a little slow, you guys got to see this.
Is that straight vodka he's drinking?
Yeah, it's straight vodka he's drinking. By the way, all of a sudden, I want to really find this because you have to see the reaction. That's what was crazy about it. My camera guy was so worried. He thought it's over. He thought there's going to be a shooting. Keep going a little faster to see if anything comes up. Right there. Okay, 43 minutes. I don't know how to remember that, but 43 minutes. Okay, watch this. Okay, pause it. Go back 5 seconds.
Let's hear what's going.
Make it.
If
watch
I
this.
Get to Ecuador from Hong Kong, the last country
Look at the gun.
I'd go through is Russia. You've got 50 different options. There are even direct flights from Hong Kong to Ecuador. Why the heck is he going through Russia?
Holy crap.
So I, it's hard for me to say, is it good?
Tat it up.
That looks like Honduras or something.
By the way,
You didn't edit that out of the interview.
No.
And he didn't ask you to stop rolling?
Not at all.
He didn't even blink.
I didn't even blink. He didn't even blink. But the point is this. So, these are some of the stories people telling, like, oh, whatever, it's being exaggerated. That's exactly what happened.
Roll the tape.
So, isn't it great when you have a story like that? You can say, let me show you, right? You got the video. I have a story like that. Do you remember Calvin Ayre? He was the founder of Bodog.com, the online gambling site. He was on the cover of the Forbes Billionaire issue probably about 12 years ago. Just an eccentric, crazy guy. I used to own this magazine called Post, and it was a great magazine. It was a luxury lifestyle magazine and sports magazine. So we just went into athletes' homes and never showed them in uniform and ballers, man. It was just a cool magazine. He loved it. He was living in Costa Rica and Vietnam and Vancouver, but he loved the magazine because we sent it to him. So he flew to Phoenix twice to go to a couple of our parties, right? Just to come, he flew to Phoenix from Costa Rica. And then he taught me how to, the only time I've ever played poker in my life, one time, he taught me how to play Texas Hold'em. And I kind of learned for 15 minutes, but that was it. I was horrible at it. Then he invites me to Costa Rica. And I go out there, and we were going to do this photo shoot with him. And we show up, and we're going, man, it would be cool if we did something in the bathtub. Oh, hang on. He makes a call. He has 5 chicks over there in a second in the bathtub with a rubber ducky. And then, hey, he shows up at the door. He opens up the door. He had a Post magazine T-shirt on and with a glass of vodka at 9 in the morning. And then you look around, and he lived on on a residential street, but he owned 2 houses each on each side just for security. He had a bulletproof Hummer, the whole thing, just like that. And I'm going to myself, this is a Tuesday night for this guy. This is totally normal. This is an average day for this guy. How do you keep up that pace?
Yeah, so some of the... By the way, here's a crazy story about John McAfee. So this interview's happening. We have a good time. We leave. We're having all this conversation together. We post the video. And there's a couple comments he made about price of cryptocurrency. He said it's going to go up to $48,000 in a different interview. And anyways, long story short, one of the short clips gets 5-6 million views in a span of like a couple days when we post on Facebook, okay? McAfee got probably some of the most loyal followers in the crypto world. That people need to know this. He has a following in the crypto world like no other. They adore this guy. They love this guy. At the same time, he has a lot of haters in the cryptocurrency world that can't stand it because some claim that he tells people don't sell crypto, but he sells us crypto, and then it goes down. It's so easy to do market
like
manipulation.
A pump and dump type of thing.
It's so easy to do that with crypto, right? On the back end. So, in his documentary, there's a lot of weird stories. One of the stories was, he had all these dogs in the back, and his dogs would play. And his next door neighbor, who sold his company apparently, and he retired, and he bought a house right next to him in the Caribbean. I think it's in the Caribbean. He retires like, listen, John, I didn't come here to have a dog bark in a backyard nonstop. I made all my money to go to an island and retire so I can do whatever I want to do. And you're next to me. Every day I have to hear about dogs barking. He says, I can do whatever I want to do. It's my property. McAfee says this. Apparently, allegedly. Long story short, the owner of this house gets pissed off. He puts poison in a meat, throws it over. McAfee's dog eats it. McAfee comes back with his dog dead, and they find that he ate poison. And then he finds that this guy did it. He hires somebody to go take him out, so he gets killed. The neighbor gets killed.
No.
Yes, this is the guy. So this is the guy you're talking about. Anyways, so that's one of the part of the stories. Who he marries in the documentary says, "Who'd you marry?" He says, "This is my wife." He says, "Why'd you marry her?" She gives the best blowjob I've ever had in my life. This is what he says in the documentary. He says, "That's why I married her." I just want you to know this.
That's marriage material for him. Boom.
This is why I say you may not enjoy the documentary, okay? So you're talking about a guy like this, John McAfee, is where he's at, right? So what's going to happen to him? If social media was around when John McAfee was first coming up and he sold McAfee, he would have probably had 50 million followers. He's one of the original playboys. All these guys that wanted to be playboys, they followed a lot of his steps of what he did. He was one of the original playboys on what he did. So what's going to happen to him, I think, when you're playing with fire and you need a lot of attention and you're no longer getting the kind of attention you did at one point, your time's going to come. It's not like you can't do this forever. And when it comes, it's not pretty. It is not going to be pretty because rumor has it in the streets he's running out of money.
Yeah.
And when you're running out of money, you do desperate things. When you start doing desperate things, you eventually get caught.
How old do you think he is now?
I'm going to put him in his early 60s. I don't know his age, but I'm going to put him in the early 60s.
He looks like a loose cannon. Like when he gets desperate, who knows what he's going to do.
75.
Here's the big question, Pat.
He's falling off.
What do you think John McAfee tells his kids when he's having that sex talk with them? I bet that's a...
Get them blowjobs, buddy. Marry the girl with the plasma.
Yeah.
What I do is I look for the woman who has no teeth. That's what I do, and I marry her. That's John McAfee's
You know what? I'm
go-to plan.
I'm glad he got arrested. After hearing all these stories, I hope he goes to jail.
Yeah.
Karma, man. It caught up with him.
Even in the comments right now, we have people being like, "He's the man. He's epic."
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And then people are like, "He's a scumbag. He's the worst."
That's exactly. That should tell you exactly who he is.
Completely polarizing. Yeah?
Exactly who he is. But
guys, leave a comment what you think about this guy, John McAfee. Epic or the worst?
What you have to realize is, he is who he is. He's telling. There's nothing about him that he hides, though.
All authentic.
That's the part. Meaning, at least the benefit about a guy like this is, he's telling you this is who I am.
Yeah.
He's not making stuff up to make himself look good or bad. He just said, this is who I am.
Love me or hate me, it is what it is.
Exactly.
Where were the threats coming from where he had to have that type of firepower backing him up? Did he have legit death threats or was that just part of his persona?
Let me put it to you this way. He said, I don't use regular phones. He says, I have the kind of a phone right now that I would never, he says, I can get any information I want out of your phone. The guy was, you know, there's a level of paranoia. You know, they say only the paranoid survive. But there's also the level where you skip it. You can get close to schizophrenia. Like you start imagining like the world is after you and all this other stuff. I mean, if you got that kind of worry about people coming after you, you're not living a good life. It's a very difficult life to live.
I mean, you get a knock on the door and all of a sudden you're busting out your guns. Yeah, exactly.
That is the craziest thing right there.
Yeah, that was the UPS driver.
I got to give you credit.
Why?
You got guns all around you. You got a drunk psychopath with a gun on him interviewing him.
A lot of weird stuff.
Pat didn't flinch.
There
knock on the door.
There are some parts of my life that will not be revealed. But one day, some people will reveal it. It's just some parts is...
So, thumbs up, thumbs down for your take on this guy.
About what?
Just overall, like...
Look, you can't... Here's the reality of it. Who likes paying taxes? Who has ever said, I love paying taxes?
Trump.
Biden.
No one. $750 is what it is.
I got crushed.
No one likes
$750.
paying taxes. But the one thing you can't do, it's this.